For today's Cyber CEO episode,
she knows more about administrative tasks than I will ever know. She does social media for me. She makes my social media posts pop and look 10 times more professional. She communicates to the other sellers for me, the title companies. She sends forms out for signatures. She helps me a lot with my database. The only thing she doesn't do is unlock doors when I show houses. She is always available and consistent. I've said this several times. I've been amazed that such a system exists. The Cyberbacker is a well-oiled machine, and it accomplishes what they say they're going to do. Oh, they do it.
welcome to Cyber CEO, wherein we talk about how our cyberbackers helped our cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. Cyber CEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details. All right, another awesome day here at Cyberbacker. My name is 𝗙𝗲𝗶𝗹. We're back with another episode of Cyber CEO. And of course, we have a very special guest on the show right now. Andy, how are you doing today?
I am doing great. How about you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you very much for asking and for giving us your time. I know you're very busy. Now, to kick things off, to let you know, we have a lot of listeners who are also business owners just like yourself. So I need your help. Can you introduce yourself to our audience? Maybe starting off with, what's your role in the business, Andy?
Okay, so I am a full-time realtor with Keller Williams. I'm also an executive broker. My role is that I'm an individual agent, and I represent probably 75% sellers and 25% buyers. I do mainly residential real estate in Central Arkansas.
All right, so residential. And if you don't mind me asking, how long have you been in the real estate business?
I've been in the business 8 years.
8 years now. A lot of experience for you right there. Now,
Yep.
How about with virtual leverage, though? Is this your first time working with someone who's virtual?
It sure is. Yeah.
First go at the virtual leverage piece then. Now, was it a big change for you? Because a lot of us, or almost all of us, are used to working with people that we can meet personally, right? Now, everything's going a bit more virtual. So was it a big change, Andy?
I would say it really wasn't a big change because of how seamless the whole process was.
Mm-hmm.
Any big change would have just been in my mind. And I had heard about people using virtual assistants before. And I tell you, my first thought was, I can't imagine how that would go very smoothly. And I just kept hearing success story after success story of people encouraging me to, hey, you ought to try it. And hey, there's this company called Cyberbacker. And the people come already trained. And to the degree that there is something you need them to know, either you can train them or you can find someone who will train them. They're very quick to learn.
Yes.
And so I thought, well, I will give this a shot.
So you heard about Cyberbacker from other realtors too, is that right?
Yes. I went to the annual Keller Williams convention in Florida over the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And there were so many people talking about how they had used Cyberbacker and how that leveraged their time significantly, that freed them up to do less paperwork, less computer time, working more on the business than in the business. And so a lot of realtors tell themselves, eventually I'm going to get to a point where, and they think this is without an assistant, especially without a virtual assistant, they think I'm going to wake up one day and I'm just going to be more organized and I'm just going to find more time and I'm just going to be way more efficient than I have like the last 8 years. And they think, okay, I'm going to go find a quiet place to go and I'm just going to spend 8 hours on paperwork and organization and planning. And somehow they just never find that time.
So you went through that too, trying to work on the
Yes,
admin stuff. But again, something pops up, something you have to do. And again, especially in the real estate world, everything is all about relationships. So rather than you doing that, you can go and build relationships with your clients, right?
absolutely. And I think the better, if you think about the qualities, what makes a good realtor, it is their being extroverted and a people person and loving relationships, building relationships. And you can find someone who will take care of the minute
True.
details, the paperwork, the forms, the contracts, and all those things that take up a lot of time. Somebody else can do for you, and then you can spend more time on networking,
True.
meeting people, getting out of the office, and doing what you love and what you're actually better at.
There we go. Yes, again, especially the relationship part with the clients and again the networking. Now, I want to talk more about your cyberbacker. Before you got to work with them, you went through the hiring process with us. So how did that experience go for you?
I was actually amazed how smoothly Cyberbacker has got their hiring process down. It was beyond what I expected. It was fast. It was seamless. It was painless. And when I think about it, a company like Cyberbacker, Cyberbackers have cyberbackers. And then those cyberbackers probably have assistants. And so they all get to work in the area of their expertise. And anything that a cyberbacker doesn't know, they've got a whole team of people to ask questions. And so they don't have to operate out of not knowing anything. If they don't know something, they can probably get more of an expert than they could get on Google from people who are doing what they need done. And so the hiring process, they presented me, I told them what I wanted the virtual assistant to do. And so they found, I believe it was four people. And we did a quick Zoom interview. I saw their introduction videos. I think each video was 1 or 2 minutes at the max. And immediately I honed in on one of those people who happens to be Marvin. And I thought, okay, she's probably the one. And then we had another interview with her that was 30 or 45 minutes. It was as long as it needed to be for me to get all of my questions answered. Again, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, this is probably too good to be true, but we'll still go with it. We'll go with it. And let's see, I've been doing it for, 4 or 5 months?
4 or 5 months now with Marvin.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. So I've only had one assistant, and she has been simply amazing. I could not expect more of her. She's proactive in that when I get up and get my day going, she starts with a text. Good morning, Andy. And then I give her some, I greet her, I give her some direction, and she's on it.
Right away, every time.
Right away.
Gosh. That's already having that in any business is already an asset, right? Because you don't have to worry about the other stuff because you have Marvin again to take care of those for you. Now, talking about these things, these tasks, what are the things that you leverage off to her every day so you can focus on your business, Andy?
Well, I leverage off to her. She runs 2 spreadsheets for me that are, one of them is a closing tracker. And one of them is a tracker for all of my transactions that lets her know, when is the inspection going to be? Once it's done, what's the next step? So I hate creating spreadsheets. And I actually don't create spreadsheets. I have worked with spreadsheets that other people have created, but she has customized these spreadsheets for me. And then after we work with these spreadsheets for a while, I'll say, hey, can you add this particular column? Usually within like 10 minutes, she just texts me, done. And I'm like, that's just beautiful. She does social media for me. She makes my social media posts pop and look 10 times more professional than anything that I have done before. she has helped me create a logo. And then I put that on my email signature and then on all of my other marketing things. She communicates to the other sellers for me, the title companies, the mortgage companies. Mm-hmm. She sends forms out for signatures, and she uploads photos to my listings. She helps me a lot with my database. One of my weaknesses was I had a database with about 8,000 people that I was not using at all. And so again, I just thought, well, one of these days I'm going to get more organized. I'm going to find more time and I'm going to tackle what felt like a daunting task. And there were a lot of duplicate contacts in my database, and there were a lot of incomplete contacts in my database. She spent the time going through it, uploading it,
she did it.
Filtering, and now she is communicating to my database, or I am communicating to my database through this system, and it's a beautiful thing.
Gosh, right there again, she's there to back. She's doing a lot for the business. So basically, she is everywhere, almost everywhere in your business.
Yeah. The only thing she doesn't do is unlock doors when I show houses, and she doesn't put lock boxes on listings and signs in yards. But again, those are things that I can leverage those too, if and when I'm ready.
Yes, of course. Now, I can already feel that this connection between you and your Cyberbacker has been strong, even if it's only been a few months. So, do you have any tips that you can share with our listeners who are also business owners? On how they create such a strong and successful partnership and working with someone who is virtual?
I think we have a mutual trust in that I feel like she really does have my best interest at heart. And so I have never doubted that she is going to be consistent and that she is going to be on task. I have never one time doubted that she proved herself so fully within the first week that I was just amazed. And I thought, wow, I made a really, really good pick for Marvin. And we're just gonna, I'm just gonna put trust in her. I think she appreciates the trust. And when I text her and I email her, I use the golden rule in that when I ask her to do a task, I always end it with please and thank you.
Always. Yeah, I think that's a good way to do it too, especially.
And so I think she appreciates that. So it doesn't come across as like a command. True. Hey, I need you to do this now.
True.
It's like, hey, if you would please do such and such and such and such, please and thank you.
All the time.
And yeah, she hasn't mentioned that she appreciates that. I would just imagine she does.
I think anyone, not just someone who you're working with virtual, anyone, even if you're working with the person in the office, say like that, right? It really goes a long way, being that polite. Again, the please and the thank yous, of course. Right. Now, one last question for you, Andy.
Okay.
And this is going to be in our social media pages, as I mentioned earlier. So Marvin's going to be able to watch it. So we'd like to know, what do you like most about your Cyberbacker? What's the first thing that comes to mind?
First thing that comes to mind, what I like most about Marvin is her consistency. She knows more about administrative tasks than I will ever know. And I appreciate that. And it's one thing to know them. It's another thing to consistently implement. And she does that. She is always available and consistent. I've said this several times. I've been amazed that such a system exists. The Cyberbacker is a well-oiled machine, and it accomplishes what they say they're going to do. Oh, they do it.
All the time, of course, because
right.
Again, here in Cyberbacker, you not just get one person to work with. You get a whole team, you get the whole company to back you up, of course. And with your partnership, we are very, very excited to see where it grows to, of course, for the next couple of months. And again, Andy, thank you very much for dropping by. I had fun talking to you today.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you for listening to our daily dose of Cyber CEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.